here at ACO Radio, American Communications Online, or any affiliated stations or websites are not responsible for what guest hosts or call-ins may say. All programming is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Thank you, Ahmed Painter. That's Thomas Becker, my general manager for ACO Club. We're bringing you Alienology Club online today with my co-hosts, Janet Carroll Lessin, Tommy Hawksblood, both of Hawaii. But we're working together with a journalist, and his name is Dave Emmons today out of Illinois. And we're going to get a little information on him today, and possibly Bruce Cornet. And well, Janet is not here yet, and Tommy's not here, but Dave Emmons is. So let's get him online and find out what we can about Dave and his background and working with us in journalism. Dave Emmons, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Teresa. I'm here, and I've met Bruce, your other guest that's going to be on. I met him on Facebook. And we talked, and we had some lengthy conversations about hybrids, that type of thing. But I know he's got other expertise that he'll probably be talking about today. My job is to fulfill my research on myself, because there have been so many events happen, 5 up close encounters with UFOs, and more than 3 abductions. I know of 3 for sure. And probably more. But I'm researching that because that's part of my background. I went to journalism school, and I went to 3 different schools in that. And so I got kind of working in radio when I was younger, but there wasn't enough money in it, in radio, unless you produce yourself as a big star and you get a lot of commercials, and that's where your money comes from. But I decided to go into business management, and I managed a couple of businesses, small business. Then I managed my own business as a restaurant and a nightclub. Didn't turn out so well, so I went to be a supervisor in a refinery, an oil and gas refinery here in Illinois. And I was there for about 12 years, and I worked with the Red Cross, and then I retired. And so I'm retired at this time. I've been retired since '62, so I've done a little bit of traveling and went out west a lot of times, just for the reason of doing research, and also I like to take pictures. I like photography, so that fits in with my journalism. So when I went out to the west, out to Utah, Nevada, and Arizona, and New Mexico, I was looking for different energies in certain places where people go and where they've had a lot of UFO sightings. Well, I found the place that really, I guess, has one of my biggest stories, running into a hybrid and spending time with her. That was in Sedona, Arizona, where other things have happened there. I must have a third eye because I can see through other dimensions, and other things have happened to me there in Arizona. And it's kind of a long story. Getting in each one, I have to segment what I'm doing. And if your other guests are on, then we'll have to kind of parallel our stories and maybe compare notes. And I think that's part of alienology, is to compare what all of us experiencers have done, so we can actually nail down what's the agenda of these aliens and what are they doing to us. A lot of people will tell you, well, they've been awake during the process, and they stick needles in them and that sort of thing. I've seen semen taken from me on a couple of different occasions. I've had some implants, so I know they've done some blood work and DNA, and so that's how they follow you. But the thing about what you're calling, Teresa, alienologist, is trying to determine what the aliens' agenda is. What are they doing to us? Can we compare notes with other experiencers? And we don't need to be in a competition, in which I'm finding, and I guess you found in years past, that I see this everywhere I go. It's like certain, I guess, organizations will shun certain people with their experiences because they're not gory enough or they don't present enough drama. So, but I wouldn't bypass any experiencer who's really truly wanting to tell their story, and even the people that are afraid to tell their stories, we need to get those people out to talk so we can put it all together and put together a journal or whatever of what these aliens are all about. I'm sure there's other scientists out there that are in certain fields that are way ahead of some of the things that ufologists are doing. Ufologists are under the academic, umbrella. If we can get academia on our side, and we've had a few of them jump on our side, and I think archaeology and paleontology, these people are also coming in with questions, and which is coming up with things. They say history is not like we think it is, so it's completely different. And I think aliens have been responsible for all those changes in mankind and even our genetics. And we come up from, I don't want to say what we come up from. A lot of people say, well, a caveman or Neanderthal, that type of thing. We might have, or we may not have. So that's part of, my alienology, studies for your sake to try to find, and for the organization's sake to find what the aliens are up to. What do they look like? That type of thing.
All right. Well, everybody's showing up now except Bruce. So let's go down the line here. Let Ahmad say hi, and then I'll get Janet and Tommy on here. Ahmad Painter, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are for our listening audience?
I'm a mad painter. My name's Thomas R. Becker, and I've got a poor connection, so I'm slipping in and out. I don't know if you're able to hear me or not. I'm a radio host, and I'm really interested in UFOs and stuff, and I didn't hear Tommy and Janet come on, so I figured I'd call in and help out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they were both a little late today, but I don't see Bruce Cornet. You want to see if you can grab him on Skype, and I'll let Janet and Tommy introduce themselves. Let's see who was next. Tommy was actually called in before Janet by a minute. Well, you beat Janet by a minute, but I asked Janet to come on because you weren't here. But that's okay because we're going to do Alienology Club. So go ahead, Tommy, give us your greeting episode, and I'll let Janet do hers. After 7 years, you should have it down, huh? Except I'd like to hear you.
Hello. Sorry, I just had Bruce on the line. His clocks are an hour different than ours.
Oh, in
He's
El Paso.
On mountain time. He's
really?
on mountain time, so
I'll apologize. Yeah. Okay, well we're accommodating Dave Emmons in Illinois on Thursday, and then Janet's got a show after this one, a couple hours, but we'll let her introduce her show after this one. But Tommy's in Hawaii. He's been with me 7 years, same as Janet. We're got 7 years in 1 week. Today's June 13th, 2019. Tommy, give us your introduction from Hawaii, please.
Greetings, everyone. Tommy Hawksblood here. I've been doing this with TJ for 7 years now, and we have multiple topics we'd like to get into, talk about. We all have our separate viewpoints and ideas and truth. So my mission is to bring the truth out, what I know and feel is the truth, based on my actual experiences. I never talk about book stories and other stories people wrote that I don't know personally and actually could deal with and kind of like make real within myself. So I'm as real as I can get. I call myself a realist because I walk in my truth, nobody else's. I don't listen to many people because it's all their thoughts, ideas, and programmed ideas. And I feel most people are programmed from the day they're born. First, it starts with their parents, then it starts with religionists around them, their friends and family, and then the government. So they all help to program a person to believe what they believe in. I don't know how many people experience what they really need to, but that's what life's all about. Thank you, TJ. Back to you.
Thank you, Tommy. And we will do this is going to be Alienology Club Online, a new show on Thursdays. And Janet Carroll Lessin, and we will pass the baton because this is going to be a panel to see what we can do together with Dave Emmons learning to co-host. So here comes Bruce. But Janet's next. Janet Carroll Lessin in Maui. How are you today?
Hi, you caught me eating lunch, but I'll mute. Yeah, I've been a co-host with Teresa J. Morris since 2012, but we met in 1993 or 94 in Oahu at your spiritual center, which was a group which was about spirituality and consciousness and ascension and everything that we're still talking about 23 years later, 24 years later. So,
yeah.
So I have my
own
radio show, and I'm an author. I've either written or co-written about 10 books, and I'm working on 2 more on my own, and another one with my husband. And if TJ ever gets off her butt, we'll get that one done too.
I'm working on it, I promise. And I even got a man helping me.
Yeah, I've been
We're doing it.
We're getting that cattle prod. Yeah.
Yeah, what would I do
anyway,
without Janet?
I'm a pusher. I push myself just as hard as I push other people, because if I don't push myself, I've got this lazy part that'll just take over and do nothing all day, because especially in Maui, I could just sit on the beach all day. But now I've got to keep pushing myself to do things, and it's because we're really at the critical mass time of consciousness. And I wanted to just say, my conclusion is that we're all making this up, and it's all individual realities, and no such thing as not truth. And it's just, consensus for the moment, so we can have a solid planet to walk on. But this is some kind of virtual reality, and the ETs keep taking me off planet, and I'm having a wonderful time in my waking world and my sleeping world. It's just the most amazing times right now, because I think they're excited. We're like on the home stretch. We're leading up to graduation. We're going to give birth to the new humanity, and it's not going to be some mind-controlled AI, because I don't believe in that. My conclusion is it's not just beliefs. I do research, and I interview thousands of people, and then I put it into my supercomputer, and it crunches, and it comes out with downloads and people don't agree with me, but anyway, I'm on the fast track, and TJ is too, and I don't know if anybody can keep up, but we keep talking about it. That's what they told me to do. I said, what do you do? What do we do? They said, just keep talking about it, because we're reaching the masses, and we're planting seeds, and they're waking up, and they're getting conscious, and it's just going to be a point of critical mass, and like it'll be a mass DMT activation from the galactic core, and everybody will wake up at the same time and go, wow, this was all something we made up, and oh, you played the villain this time, and next time I'll play the villain. And it's just like, going into a play. It's a big play, and we all play our parts. But at the end, we forgive each other and love each other, because it was what we needed in order to have experiences and diversify creation. So I'll shut up now and pass it back to you. I'm going to go mute so I can finish my soup. Okay.
You bet. Okay. We'll come back around to you, because we're going to do a panel discussion, because we're training a new journalist. Okay,
go ahead and
Bruce.
Mute me, TJ, so I don't click and make noise.
Okay, you're muted, Janet. Bruce Cornet. Now, you're in El Paso, and apparently you're on Mountain and not Central, so we apologize. We're accommodating our new journalist, Dave Emmons, in Illinois. But how are you, Bruce? You're the newest kid on the block, with me anyway, with our radio show. How are you today?
Yeah, well, I'm an old-timer here when it comes to all of this. I've gone through cycles in the past, and now I'm coming back for, what is it called when you come out of retirement? Yeah.
Coming out of retirement. Retooling. You're retraining yourself with the same old thoughts, maybe in alienology, but back then we didn't call it that. We called it strictly ufology, but that got to be so nuts and bolts. But I do claim Alienology Club as a part of our UFO Association, because I only want to pay for one table at the International UFO Congress, and then have our members, I'll try to have our members' books stacked for our authors. And I understand you're an author, so if you don't mind, we're going to train you Bruce, to introduce yourself, because Janet and I have gotten where we just let people, once we've interviewed them on their life history, we've got a little bit on you, and between Janet and I, or at least I do. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself with, like, I'm a paleontologist, yada, yada, journalist, author, mention your book, something like that for us?